All right, so now that the point has officially gotten across, we can now come together and make true change when it comes to next generation. As I preached numerous times on this channel and read numerous comments, ignorant replies, etc., I told you guys, ultimately, it's up to us to shape the future of the next generation. A lot of you understand now why I said what I said. A lot of you who came at me now agree. It's all good. Again, like I said, I'm here for you. But now we have to make true on this promise, and we have to literally shape the future for what it needs to be. So, the Xbox Series X, man, we got to definitely tackle some stuff. Now, I don't really want to make this all about Halo, but let's keep it real. Let's start with Halo being an example, right? Halo Infinite, in my honest opinion, it's better to delay the game. Let's not even have this game launch in this current shape. Let me tell you why it's bad that Halo will launch in this current shape. That sends a bad message to all the other developers, whether it be CG Project Red or many others, that you can release a half-finished game and it's okay, and that us, the consumer, will pretty much still pay for it at $60, and you can just filter feed it in terms of updates, features, textures, obviously, and everything else of that nature. No, that's not okay. That's not the message that we need to send to all the other developers out here, especially when you have two capable systems, being the PlayStation 5 and Series X. The issue with the Xbox Series X, ironically, is the same issue that the Xbox One X face. You have two great pieces of hardware, regardless of how you guys might feel about Xbox One X. One thing we all cannot disagree, and we all have to agree as gamers, the Xbox One X was a very good piece of hardware. The problem about Xbox One X, it was treated as what? Shovelware. The Xbox One X was not pushed at all, and the system ultimately became a failure in the long run. The system was put on shelves. It was thrown out there as media, Blu-ray players, right? Especially in Japan, to try to get it off shelves, and it did not sell whatsoever. And now it has been officially discontinued, while the Xbox One S, which is the inferior version, still reigns supreme because it's a popular item. That just goes to show that Microsoft failed the box, and not the box failing Microsoft. Microsoft failed to really showcase the true potential of Xbox One X. And ironically, we are seeing the full results once again for Xbox Series X. Xbox Series X has been mocked up as having, all these other features, whether it be the RDNA 2 and everything of that nature, to the 12 teraflops and all that jazz. So many tech videos have come out. So many ridiculous comparisons have come out. Many people have actually believed the spreadsheets that was going around. Like I told them to slow their roll and not listen to all these ridiculous, spreadsheets. A lot of them didn't even understand what the hell they meant. Some people were actually confusing, FPS with other stuff. It was funny as hell. Dudes didn't even know how to read the spreadsheets, but I digress. Dudes are saying that the Xbox Series X is on par with a 2080 Ti Super, and I kept telling them, in order for you to get the power of a 2080 Ti Super, and keep in mind, a 2080 Ti Super is not a cheap card. That's one of the most expensive cards out there on the market right now. And ironically, we're getting ready to get into the 3080 series. There is no way you were going to get that type of performance, especially at $500. This is why I said reality needs to set in. And I told you guys, and of course, you got the little 5-year-olds that don't know any better. The dudes with the X gonna give it to you like memes as accounts. I kept trying to warn you. I've been very patient. I've been very nice. I told you, do not listen to none of this. Common sense is going to hit you, and when it does hit you, you're going to hurt yourself in the long run, because you hyped yourself up for something that you clearly were never ready to buy. And ironically, a lot of these dudes who hyping up this system aren't even gaming at 4K. And that is a common fact. Now, there's going to be some massive changes to my content in terms of how I produce it. Videos are going to look much better than they looked before. Your boy went and literally revamped the entire office. Can't wait to showcase how that's going to look, so keep your eyes open for that. But I just went and bought the X27 PC monitor, 4K. Suggest you look that up, some of you. That's how crazy I'm going all out for this new upgrade for the channel. I'm looking real. I'm very hyped, very excited. But let me tell you, man, the future of gaming, we need to get this back on the right track. Everybody's attention being on the pretty visuals. Yeah, let's bring that down. Now, again, I'm not trying to bring console gaming down, but when you have two capable beasts that can give you an awesome experience, it's best you focus on the performance. It's best you focus on the aspects that truly make console gaming even better, instead of trying to pump out some crazy narrative like, oh, well, at least this console can do true 4K and this console cannot. You see, that type of mentality always puts you in that bubble, and you never truly get what you pay for in the long run. It really does. And it's so weird looking at so many people, especially those who I saw passing around The Last of Us 2 leaks and acting ignorant. I saw dudes who ironically deleted their posts, but he knows what I'm talking about, this clown. I don't talk to him anymore, but he's a weirdo, and he showed his true colors when Sony literally announced that they were not going to do their PlayStation event, because remember, they were going to support Black Lives Matter, the movement. This moron's like, oh, how convenient of them to do this. What's next? You gonna blame Corona? I'm like, really? You know, some of these dudes are so lost behind the plastic, they fail to realize what they're truly missing out on. And unfortunately, I don't know what it's going to take to wake them up. But as you clearly can see by Twitter, a lot of these dudes are having mental breakdowns. I'm talking legit mental breakdowns over Halo Infinite and these memes. And granted, if we fast forward, not even a month or two, well, I guess you can say a few, like 2 months later, right? Before this, we were all like, these dudes were all hyping up the Last of Us 2 leaks and making memes out of that and spreading that around. Y'all remember this? It's like, come on, man. Again, if you don't want people to give you a toxic response, it's best you not come at them with toxic-like responses. It's best you stop trolling PlayStation videos by posting spoilers to video games in the chat. You know what I'm saying? What goes around comes around, and you see it in full effect. What happened with Halo Infinite? Like I said before, before we even got into gameplay, and it's documented on the channel in my live stream, I said, they better impress with Halo Infinite, otherwise the internet is not going to be kind. And has the internet been kind, ladies and gents? No, the internet has not been kind. But I digress. Demanding better does not mean you're toxic. Demanding better means you're in it for the right reason. You're not in this to try to get clicks or views. You're in this for legit change. Speak up with your wallets. I know guys like me, guys with other channels similar to me, are in a minority here. We don't really we can't really, accommodate everybody. But you know what's funny and interesting? Those who watch the videos, by spreading them around, especially y'all who have, your other means of getting to people here, whether it be through social media, you spreading the word and speaking with your wallet can make a world difference. And let me tell you, man, in this current shape that Microsoft is in, and the current state of the world and the way gaming is literally heading, we need change for the better. Every single game needs to be looked at very closely from this point forward. I'm telling you, gaming, as much as I would praise it because it has evolved over the years, but one thing is becoming very stagnant, and a lot of people are just letting this go by, is laziness. Pure laziness. Think about it. Halo Infinite being showcased on an old build, because that's the new damage control. Oh, it's an old build. Okay. I'm okay with that. An old build, right? Okay. My thing is this. Why are we showing an old build instead of a new build for a brand new showcase of a next generation console which launches in 3 months? Pure laziness. And if you think people are going to damage control for laziness, something's wrong with you. Ubisoft showcasing a demo for Assassin's Creed Valhalla. And that's supposed to be running on a next-gen system. And the game looks dated, boring, and repetitive, with no effort going into different combat or anything of that nature. Literally a reskin of this very successful Assassin's Creed Odyssey. You know what that screams to me? Laziness. And with games looking at a price hike and many developers pretty much giving me that sign that things are going up, especially with Ubisoft saying that, oh, our games launching this fall will not be $70. They're still gonna be 60. But they said this fall will not be 60. Or I mean will not be 70. Yeah. I think it's time for gamers to wake up and truly get the word out there. Your voice matters and you can make a difference. How do you make a difference? Speak up. It's okay. You're going to anger some people. There's always some emotional person who can't take one simple ounce of criticism. Trust me, it's on both sides. No side is perfect. But you have to do right by you and demand better. When you demand better, you get better results. When you get better results, you get better games. And ironically, those better games set a standard. And that standard gets met. And you get even bigger games and better games. And you know what's funny? The competition sees that and steps their game up. You seeing where I'm going with this conversation? Everybody wins. But the problem is, they're not going to step up if you accept and say, oh, I'm okay. I like every ounce of little things you dropped. I liked every single game you dropped, even though the game looks like it could run on a damn fucking N64. You know, I like every single thing you dropped. That looks amazing. Wow. And it's in this service. Wow. Awesome. No, that's not pushing gaming forward. That's holding gaming back. Why? Because you're being selfish to the person beside you and the person outside this monitor. You're being selfish to that very person who watches and games as well. You're telling them that it's okay to not even demand better. You're telling them it's okay to accept whatever they throw at you, as opposed to saying, you know what? Yeah, that looks good, but that could have been better. And that person getting a better experience because of your feedback. You know what I'm saying? You can give so much to this community by just saying what needs to be said. I am telling you, I get it. People see views, they see, reactions, they see all this crazy stuff. Trust me. I'm not saying being negative is the right way, because this is not me being negative. This is me speaking my mind, right? But I get it. I know a lot of people don't like to hear negative vibes. They don't like negative tension. This is not negative tension. This is just all of our built up or like frustration over the months, especially going with this system. If you take Xbox One into account and go from all the months of waiting and all the third-party games and hyping up third-party like their first party, right? All that frustration of them not dropping a single game on Xbox One X that truly blew us away outside of probably Gears 5. You get what I'm saying here. Everybody's having this issue. They're having this thought process in the back of their head. Nobody can go into any particular Xbox announcement without this feeling of, yeah, this show's going to be a drag. Nobody goes into these shows like that anymore with no excitement, because Microsoft has put you in that mindset. Microsoft has to get better, but they're not going to get better with us being quiet. And on top of all that, again, I get it. I get that it's their job. They have to talk. They have to sell the product. Trust me, Aaron Greenberg, I have no problem with him as a person. He's just doing his job. But you know what Aaron Greenberg's problem is for this community? He talks too damn much, and he's not doing action. And the actions are clearly showing in these games. These games are not wowing us. These games are not blowing us away. Games that probably could wow us and blow us away aren't even coming out this year. They're coming out later. Probably 2-3 years later, max. What are we doing here? You guys see what I'm trying to say here? There is just nothing to get excited about. And it takes a lot for me to say this right now. It takes a lot, because I've been on a good track record. I've been very calm. I've been very patient. I see everybody do the console war shenanigans. I haven't even jumped into it. I've been more just gaming myself, But even I can't sit here and act like a lot of these people who are saying what they're saying are wrong. They're not wrong for what they're saying. They're not. Voicing your opinion, demanding better, it's not wrong. I tell people this all the time. Speak your mind. Tell it how it is. And see what happens in the future. But in order to get there, in order to get from point A to point B, we need to progress as a whole to get there. Right now, we're taking steps backwards, especially when we were hyping up the very things that were going to propel us forward. We were hyping up 60 FPS. We were hyping up 4K systems, all these features. And yet, you got people capping for 30 saying, oh, well, I'm okay with just the pretty visuals. 30 frames per second, it can still stay. 60 frames, that's not next gen. 60 frames per second is for the PC nerds, you know? It's all about 30 because console gamers are limited hardware. Yet, they think console gaming can do 8K. Right? You know what I'm saying? Oh, let's hype up 8K resolution as if you're ever going to get 8K resolution. But, oh, we don't want 60 frames per second. Let's hype up 8K textures on the ground. And granted, they look great. But let's hype up 8K textures instead of a very fast, fluid experience that makes it more like thematic and everything for you and gets you more invested in something bigger than 30 frames, but we want to hype up 30 frames. You know? Come on. We as a whole need to speak up. Spread the word. Let it be known on Twitter. And watch it change. But right now, hey, I tried to warn you. I told you. To all those that came at me and came at this channel, hey, trust me, there's no hard feelings, but now you know why I sit here behind this mic and say what I need to say. Because 9 times out of 10, I'm always right here. In this case, there's no difference. So, this is Big Cloud Gaming. I'm shutting it down. It's probably going to be the last Xbox video for a while. Pretty much. I think the wound is... The wound has turned into this gaping hole that will not be healed anytime soon until real changes happen. And we'll probably see how this wound is healing over time. But right now, the community, especially in the Xbox side, has been fragmented. A lot of them don't even know what to believe anymore. And you can see it on their faces. Dudes went from hyping up the show, saying it was going to be the show that shut up all Sony fans and Nintendo haters, to saying, oh, everybody just picking on the show. They don't like Xbox, when they were just picking on PlayStation for the PlayStation reveal. You know, saying those games don't look next gen and Xbox is going to look better. She said, I'm doing this. I can do it too. I can do it too. But it's like, there's always an excuse. Now we're blaming a damn PC for the fact that Halo ran the way it did. You can't blame the PC. You're blaming everybody but Microsoft and the developers. But you want to blame the system? A PC is what you get. They build a PC on par with the system. It's ready to go. And ironically, this PC probably was more powerful than the Series X. They put out an unoptimized demo. And now they're reaping what they sow. Bad reactions from the fans. Think about that for a second. All right? Anyway, it's Ryan, aka Big Cloud. Appreciate you watching the video. Like the video. Subscribe and share. Thank you very much for watching. See you guys on the next one. And yes, I had to drop another one back to back. Because you know the severity of the situation. But those of you who are OGs of this channel, you know what I'm about to say. And I'm going to say it very nice. Pipe bomb dropped.